Hello and welcome back to the channel, and it's time for episode 10 in the Sierra Nevada series. Today's beer is this. It's from Sierra Nevada, obviously, and it is a Big Little Thing. A Big Little Thing IPA, Imperial IPA. It's another strong one, as they all are now, because we're increasing slightly in ABV every time we do one of these, and this one is a whopping 9%, I believe. Yeah, 9%. Yesterday's video was... I'm putting it the wrong way because that's next for you, isn't it? Because this is reverse. So yesterday's video was a double IPA. This is an Imperial IPA, so I'm expecting this to be a bit less hoppy and a little more booze forward. There's only 1% ABV between them, which is still a fair step up, but I think the double IPAs are geared more towards being hop heavy and as a result stronger in ABV, whereas Imperial, I'm expecting something a bit more of a traditional IPA, just with the levels just boosted way up. So we'll find out in a minute. I don't know anything else about it, but before we crack in, here is a look at the can. Right, let's get in. Some hoppy notes from a distance. Just let that settle down for a minute. I mean, it's got a bit more clarity, this one, than yesterday's. It's still not clear though. It's still properly foggy, just maybe not quite as thick set. Looks a bit more carbonated, possibly. This is much less floral and just generally less aggressive on the aroma notes. Got a bit of peach in there. So this has started off quite sweet and low-key already. I feel like this might be a properly good one. Bit of grapefruit, lemon, typical IPA, American IPA bag. There's a bit of that, I can't remember which beer it was now, but I mentioned in one of these, one of the first ones, it had a bit of a chlorinated, chlorine kind of vibe, but this has got a bit of that. Must be a particular hop that produces that. I can't quite put my finger on it. The closest I can come to is kind of swimming pool cleaner chlorine, but that sounds bad and it's not in this. It's just it's got a bit of a aloe vera kind of natural antiseptic kind of thing going on. It smells clean, really, is what I'm saying, but not in a bad way at all. It's kind of, that could be very misconstrued. It's not. It smells very appealing. Bit of pineapple seeping through. A little bit earthy, but no like massive kind of just background pine kind of, you know. It's there, but it's not really sticking its head out too much. Right, this looks, based on the head, like it's going to be proper silky. Nice thick head on that. Right, cheers. Oh yeah, that's properly good. That's really well balanced. Hides the fact it's 9% like you wouldn't believe. It's nice, great mouthfeel, quite thick, but without being gloopy, it's still refreshing. A bit of the booze starting to give itself away actually on the swallow, just a little bit of throat burn. A bit more floral in taste actually than it was on the nose. Bit of woodiness in there. Right, top to bottom tasting notes. Initially quite bitter. That moves into really not a huge amount of flavour in that middle sector. It's a bit sweeter than initial, but it doesn't give a whole deal away. And then you get a little bit of bitterness again, followed by a proper, I'm not going to say kind of a juice bomb because it's not, but you get a nice just flurry of sweet peach, mango, nectarine, all that kind of stuff. And then it goes quite bitter dry, but it's not seriously bitter on the tongue. You just notice your tongue starting to dry out a little bit. And then after you swallow it, the initial aftertaste is like, it's got some piney notes in there, some woody stuff, and some like light floral notes, but it's not flowery, if that makes sense. It's just a bit more varied in that kind of area. That is really good. Right, before we get carried away, because this is 9%, let's take a look at the can. Sierra Nevada Big Little Thing IPA, Imperial IPA, 9% ABV, Sierra Nevada Brewing Co., Chico, California, Mills River, North Carolina. Family owned, operated and argued over, 12 fluid ounces. Yeah, 9% again. And as always, other than the health warning, that's all it says about it. So, once again, we're going to have to go and rely on the Sierra Nevada website to give us a bit more information. So it says stats, 9%, 19 gravity, 26 finishing gravity, 45 bitterness units, so a bit less bitter than the one yesterday. How we make it big little thing, defies brewing logic, a monster ABV and booming hop character, but tame sweetness and a clean finish. Indeed it does. This anomaly of an Imperial IPA starts with the mash. More than just using a huge volume of malt, and we do fill our mill till it's overflowing. We mash our grain aggressively to yield a higher number of fermentable versus unfermentable sugars. This allows yeast to metabolize nearly all of the sugar, which boosts both the ABV and cuts the malt sweetness. At the same time, yeast and hops collaborate on their own magic. Dry hopping during active fermentation sparks biotransformation. Yeast cells alter the chemical compounds in hops to unlock entirely new aromas, like the big tropical wave that washes over a big little thing. Yep, I can't disagree with any of that. Right, and that's all they really have to say about it. From their description, this is exactly what they intended, but has it changed at all is the question. So, I'd say it's opened up a bit. The booze is coming through a bit more on the nose now. You can definitely get an aroma for the fact that this is not a mild beer. A little bit of alcohol burn in the back of the nose doing that, but otherwise it's pretty much as it was. And then on the taste, maybe sweetened off a bit, but to be honest, it's pretty much as it started. So, nothing else to say about it. It is a properly good one. If you like strong IPAs, then this is right in there. Give this a go. I definitely prefer this to the one we did yesterday. Being the double hop, it was just a bit too bitter for my taste, to be honest. But although still a very good example of that style, this one, even if you're not that big on big IPAs, I think you could enjoy this, because this one really is very well rounded and just that bit sweeter to really just bring it all together. So that's all I've got to say about it. If you enjoyed this video, please like it if you haven't already subscribed, if you will be so kind, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.